Here on the western slope of Mauna Loa, in the heart of Kona's coffee-growing region, sits a part of Hawaii's unique cultural heritage. Between 1885 and 1925, nearly 180,000 Japanese immigrated to Hawaii in search of economic opportunity. While the majority went to work for sugar plantations, a number of folks, looking for greater autonomy, found their way to the remote coffee lands in the district of Kona on the Big Island. The coffee industry, which had struggled in the 19th century, was rejuvenated with the arrival of these industrious farmers, and Kona coffee's heyday was just on the horizon. Japanese coffee farmers, anxious to make a go of their new enterprise, restored long-forgotten fields, planted hundreds of additional acres, and improved the processing and drying technologies. When dreams of returning to Japan were laid aside, farmers began building their futures in the Kona district. They raised families, started churches, schools, and community organizations. They influenced and were influenced by other ethnic groups already living in the district. What started as an economic adventure became a lifelong pursuit and a fascinating chapter in Kona's multicultural history. Today, the children of these pioneers continue to farm the coffee lands they were raised on, perpetuating many of the customs and traditions handed to them by their parents. However, this generation has reached its twilight years, and with their passing, go our last first-hand accounts of Kona coffee's pioneering life.
I was part of the Kona coffee industry many years ago. I was a farmer myself, picking coffee, and I had this sentimental feeling about this history is so important so that people of today can understand what is coffee culture in Kona.
Back in the 1920s, the early 30s, coffee was the main industry in Kona. And the project is trying to retain the lifestyle of that period, which is very important. Otherwise, I think the historical aspect of the thing will be lost forever.
For this reason, the Kona Historical Society's Board of Directors made a commitment in 1991 to preserve a typical coffee farm from this period so that this remarkable story would not be lost. A volunteer steering committee made up of retired coffee farmers was formed and a search committee assembled. After looking for well over a year, our efforts were rewarded when the Uchida Coffee Farm became available. The history of Kona coffee and the people who produced it is a microcosm of America's long traditions of foreign immigration, farming, and ethnic and cultural diversity. Daisaku Uchida was typical of many young Japanese men when he emigrated to Hawaii in 1906 at the age of 19. Raised on a farm in the Kumamoto Prefecture, Uchida saw the prospects for earning cash wages on Hawaiian sugar plantations as an attractive incentive for leaving Japan to seek his fortune in Hawaii. After completing a 3-year contract with Lihue Sugar on Kauai, he made his way to the Kona district in 1909. In 1912, he married Shima Maruo, and together they leased their 6-acre farm from Kona rancher Arthur Greenwell in 1913. For over 80 years, 3 generations of the Uchida family worked the land. They, like other families, persevered through 2 world wars, countless earthquakes, epidemics, the never-ending busts, and the all-too-infrequent booms of the fickle coffee industry. Despite the hardships, the Uchidas, like hundreds of other pioneers, also found prosperity in the rugged coffee lands where they built a community based on a strong work ethic, close family ties, and a lifestyle that has become synonymous with coffee farming's multicultural heritage. The family did little over the years to alter the original structures built between 1925 and 1941. The Uchida Farm represents a typical farm from the 1930s period and features the original house and furnishings. Japanese bathhouse, coffee pulping mill, drying platform, and redwood tanks, along with many of the original handmade tools. This amazingly intact 6-acre coffee and macadamia nut farm typifies the agricultural lifestyle and technology used by coffee farmers in Kona between 1900 and 1950. Many folks have visited the Uchida Coffee Farm over the past 2 years. Visitors, researchers, students, and local residents alike all have marveled at the simplicity, resourcefulness, and ingenuity of Kona's pioneer coffee farmers. We hope you will visit the historic Uchida Coffee Farm and learn more about this exciting community preservation project. With your help and support, this unique part of Hawaii's multicultural heritage will be preserved for many generations to come.